Hey guys, Gobo117, and these next few videos we're going to do chapter 27. So, chapter 26, the side quest kind of took us away from the main storyline, but now we're going to get back on that. As if you've forgotten, we did get the road to the Shrine of Seals, so we're going to go ahead and head off to that, and we're actually going to meet a pretty familiar foe. Actually, a couple. But the boss is going to be kind of familiar to us in this chapter. And it is Lloyd. Back in chapter 23, we defeated his brother. But we didn't kill him. He was actually killed by Lean Stella for his quintessence. So that's what happened to Linus, and now Lloyd, thinking that we killed Linus, is going to come after us. Alright, maybe I'm just not awake right now, but that doesn't make a lot of sense. For the Reed brothers, Fang must not fear dying. It doesn't sound... That doesn't make sense. I don't know, that sounds... whatever. The message gets across well enough. And Nino thinks that we can just go up and talk to Lloyd because she knows Lloyd from before, but that's not going to work. We are going to have to take out the final of the 4 Fangs. I mean, killed 3. We'll end up killing 3 of them, or 3 of them will be dead. 2 of them by our hand, and then of course Jafar. So. And from these lines, it seems like we might actually be able to recruit Lloyd, but you're not able to. Not from any, I haven't actually tried, but I've checked multiple character guides, and they have never mentioned that you can recruit Lloyd. So, we're going to go with that you can. So, 15 units. Still have yet to promote Eliwood. Fortunately, that'll happen pretty soon, but even then, we are only about... We got 4 more chapters, including this, and 1 little side quest before we get to the final chapter, so we'll do that. Just trying to figure out where I should give different things. I'm trying to give everything back from what they were. Let's go ahead and put the recover staff away. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and give this back to Barter. I don't know why. I took it away from him. But if you remember from the side quest, I kind of had to screw up some of my items so I could get all the chests. And we have, I think, 15,000 more golden gems if we do need that. I'm just going to grab the white gem, fell contract. I'm going to go ahead and, I guess I'll go ahead and give that to Legald. Well, Harkin for now, but eventually we'll get to Legald. If I don't sell it first, then I might. I don't know. Yeah. And once again, if you are using Nino, this is a chapter where you can get many, many levels. Because we're going to face an onslaught of around, I'd say probably somewhere near 7,500 enemies in this chapter, so. That would be definitely going to be getting a lot of experience no matter who we bring. Go ahead and give the second light brand a Guy, because those aren't going to be that helpful in the last chapter, because they're not quite as strong as like a silver sword. So, not going to worry about that. Go ahead and give away Geit's stuff. And I will give all that away. Give away her elixir. Give him a steel sword. There are no chests in this, because it is an outdoor battle, so don't worry about that. I also get rid of the unlock, so I'm not going to need that. And I'm going to get rid of Legalt, and I'll go ahead and bring, is there anybody good to bring? I guess I could bring Hawkeye or Ninian, but I'm thinking probably not Ninian. Just because there are so many enemies, it might be hard to keep her alive, especially with all the ballistas we have, so I'm going to go ahead and use Hawkeye. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to give him an axe, so I'm going to have to find an axe for him. I'm running very low on axes because I don't want to use the silver or the brave axe, especially not the brave axe, because you can't buy those. I better have it. I really don't have an axe anymore. Let me get that away. Yeah, the only axe I have down here, I think, is the Devil's Axe. I'm not going to give that to anybody because that's an easy way to get yourself killed. And it's not worth selling because it's not even worth 1,000 gold. But for now, that's going to have to do. You can see a lot of enemies. We do have an armory and a vendor, so I can buy a couple axes if I need to. We do have a village over there. So, you don't want to get that. So Lloyd has a light brand, so again, not a whole lot to worry about as far as critical. He also has an iron rune, which we will get when we defeat him, and that is going to be nice because you give that to somebody, and it's kind of like the Delphi shield. Instead of protecting you from arrows for flying units, it protects any unit from critical, so enemies cannot critical you. So that could be like an item. Of course, we got it so late in the game, it wouldn't be useful for something like this. But if we got it earlier, something you would trade between like your weakest resistance unit and your weakest defense unit, depending on what the majority of the units were on the enemy side. But for now, I'd probably just give it to Lucius, or maybe Oswin, one of the two. It'll depend on who is a room. And that may end up being Oswin just because Lucius needs stabs and healing item, probably, and weapons. I'm going to go ahead and deploy more units. And I'll go ahead and I'm just putting here in the trees for a second. And yeah, right now we have 43. So I guess it's probably going to be closer to about 75 or so enemies. This is a chapter where, in all likelihood, you're probably going to have to get a level or 2 of experience with Eliwood. And it would be probably useful to give him the Worm Slayer, which I believe I have in him right now, so. But there's going to be a unit in a second that we're going to want to recruit, but we need Eliwood to do that. Well, not in a second, it's going to be pretty late in the chapter, but we're going to have to recruit a unit with Eliwood. And when you do that, this unit is part of a group of enemies, and so you're probably going to have to use Eliwood, either because he's attacked or just kind of fight your way out of it. You probably can guess what the unit is. Wow, we're already at level 12. There are more Osmond out there. Osmond's a great unit just because you can stick him in with a bunch of axes or with a bunch of Lance Reavers and he'll fight his way out of it pretty easily because nobody can really do any damage to him as far as a physical unit goes. And even his resistance can be a lot worse. But pretty much what I'm doing is I'm making 2 groups. One with a lot of lances and swords, and then one of them with all my main axe units, like Hector and Barter. I'm just going to send Hawkeye by himself up to the top right to take care of those guys that come down there, because there aren't that many, unless you go so far up that you lure people all the way at the top down there, but he'll certainly be able to take care of himself. The only thing I'd have to worry about would be if he ran out of weapon uses. Because I think he only has like 15, but even that should be enough. Barter's moving really far along in that second row of health. Already at 50. Of course, being a warriors and berserkers, the highest HP. And some nice overkill there. And so yeah, only 4 units there for Hawkeye to deal with, so not a big deal, but as you can see, a lot of respawn units. I mean, we killed a decent amount so far, and the number of units left is higher than when we started the chapter. I think it was 43 at the beginning, and now it's at 47. And we're going to spend quite a bit of time right here fighting our way through all these swords. And the ballistas are going to be kind of annoying because I can't use Florina yet without it being a little risky. And this guy's a guiding ring, kind of random. So if you brought Legalt, or Matthew, I guess, go ahead and steal from him. And I'm definitely glad I gave Hawkeye that halberd. It's going to be very helpful. And so we got a Sword Slayer. But I can just send axe units in. Because I don't have any axe riggers up here, do I? Nope. I'm going to use the speed wings, so that'll at least get him to 12 speed, so he'll be able to double a few more units. Probably some more of the Wyverns and maybe some of the Knights and Generals that have lower speed. And there's case in point right there. Goes up against the Lancers and absolutely demolishes them. So got a couple heroes. Eventually those ballistas will go into use, and you're going to die no matter what. Unfortunately, it's going to be harder to kill those bows, because they're going to be... I won't be able to counter them. But even they can't do any damage. Come on, okay. Wow. And then, yeah, because you would. Because that's the Sword Slayer. I'm about to kill him. No, you can't kill him. Okay, so Hector's still the lowest, except for Eliwood, of course. I'm a little worried about the Paladin, because he'll probably do some good damage, but... Wolfmail? No. How about you? It's not terrible. I should probably just... Okay, there we go. Yeah, I'll do that. I probably am going to want to hammer that before too long. And yeah, I just traded there just so we wouldn't use it all out. And good job, Harkin. I'm gonna just set you over there. If I can lure some of the enemies to go after you. Like the paladin maybe, if he can get there. I think he's able to, so. Yeah, definitely. I'll just leave you there, and I'll move you up just a little bit, and time to equip the longsword. Yeah, let's do that, because get some extra damage in. And I'll go ahead and use up this. Probably have something I could give that to better. Yeah, I'll just use a short bow. Because Wrath needs to experience more. Even though I think he's higher level, but yeah, now I can use this. And then finally get rid of that. Shine Tome. Well, this might be a chance for me to get win a bow count. So I really have been neglecting her bow. I might not have it up for her as a killer bow by the final chapter, which is usually my goal. I don't really care if she can't use a brave bow, if her bow is an FD or a silver bow, but give her a killer bow when her critical is going to be very nice, just like it is with the Manakati. I'm just going to leave Eliwood there for a while. Once we get close to the point where the enemy is going to come, the wyverns, along with the character that we can recruit, arrives. Once it gets close to that point, then I'll move him a little bit away so he doesn't get slaughtered right away. So I think this is one of the cases where they spawn and move in one turn. I don't want me getting attacked by 6 wyverns and then the character we can recruit all at once. Yeah, I probably wouldn't be able to double a paladin. I'm kind of glad he didn't get double, because paladins usually have pretty good speed, but... No. that was a waste for him. More no damage. Hopefully I can actually get a kill on one of these guys next turn. And Barter is going to need to be healed. He's lost over half his HP already. He's going to lose a little more here probably. No. Okay, good. Let's go ahead and heal him. Okay, good. Well, yeah, I can kill you with this. And guy comes through again. And let's go ahead and finish you off. And we're almost half an hour in. We're in a decent spot. Half an hour in. Actually, I'll go ahead and... yeah, I'll just use the axe just because he'll probably get attacked. And that's good. And let's go ahead and get rid of you. Yeah, let's get this done. Finish you off. Critical? No. Okay, so I got 36 uses left for him. His weapons. Let's go ahead and take this guy out. And this time Hawkeye actually got him. Okay, and here we are backed up beyond belief. I'll go ahead and take you out with a short bow. And nice level up, Wrath. And I will go ahead and let's do Swordle. Yeah, I'll just do this. Critical, no. I just don't get it done. Good. go ahead and Heavy Spear is not going to really be any. Oh, let's go ahead and get rid of him. I'm close to it, honestly, not actually finish him off, because we can't quite. Now I can use Lucius. And get rid of you. And level up for Lucius. His level ups as Bishop has not been quite what I would have liked.